Day 6 on the journey to $1 million of impact. And today I want to talk about intuition and following my intuition that is because intuition is my guide for this journey. And in the spirit of, if I can do this, you can do it. One of the things that you can be doing right now, even if you don't feel ready to go out and be setting yourself up to make $1 million of impact, or whatever a big dream is that you're like, man, that would be cool, but I don't yet feel the decision in me. Like, that decision itself is coming from my intuitive self, from that inner knowing of that I can do this, and that I don't know how, but I know that I have what I need to find out how by doing it. My coach Samara Kasai has said a couple of times in our work together, no one knows how they're going to make money. No entrepreneur, anyway, knows how they're going to make the money they're going to make in the year to come, even if they have made that impact before, because of course it's all unfolding in a new way as we move forward. And this is one of the cool and exciting things about entrepreneurship. So another seed that I want to plant for you here is, maybe you want to become an entrepreneur, because that is how we get to have, that's how you get to have so much more of an impact in your life, and honestly live a more free and adventurous life. Staying in the sort of safe and familiar of working for someone else means that things are a little more predictable. You know that your paycheck is coming and how and what it's going to look like, unless you get laid off or some other surprising thing happens. So, of course, the unknown comes for all of us, no matter where we are. But we know as entrepreneurs that the unknown is like in our face every day. But what my job is, now that I have made this decision that I am on the path to making $1 million of impact in this next year, is that I must be attuned to my intuition and listening to it and taking action on what it tells me to do, even when, or actually especially when, it is calling me to do something that feels uncomfortable. So I'm sure you know the feeling of like having a sort of inner knowing of, I need to do a thing, but it's also a thing that you feel some resistance toward. And in my journey of entrepreneurship and my spiritual journey, which for me are one and the same, and I think that they would be for you too if you became an entrepreneur, which I think you should do, is that the more I feel resistance towards something, the more important it is for my expansion and unfolding. So being able to hear the intuition is one thing, and then being able to act on it is another. So one of the intuitive pieces of knowing that I have is, it is time for me to incorporate my business. I've been operating for the last 5 years as a sole proprietor, and sort of haven't made a distinction between myself and my business during this time. And as part of the foundation for this journey to $1 million of impact, I'm being called to make my business its own entity, its own thing that is separate from me, and of course connected as one's business always is. But taking that action is one of the intuitively guided steps that I am receiving, in addition to the trainings that I described yesterday. So this journey is about connection and intuition and self-trust and knowing. And so a question I have for you is, where are you in relation to all of those things? How are you with regards to self-trust? Do you trust yourself to follow through on your commitments, especially the commitments that you make to yourself? And this is a no shame question, although if shame arises, then that's an opportunity to compassionately be with and hold yourself through that shame, and hold that shame knowing that it is a protector inside you trying to keep you safe. But everything you want in life, everything you're dreaming of, requires self-trust and the ability to hear that quiet whisper of your intuition and trust yourself to take the steps that it's calling you into. So that's what I'm really grounding in right now, and feeling so grateful for all of the work that I've done in the last 5 to 10 years. I really trace this back to beginning to meditate. So if you're not meditating, give it a try. It will change your life in ways that you can't predict, and you will find so delightful. I guarantee that if you begin to meditate, you will be grateful for what it does for you and your life and all of your relationships. But part of that is this development of self-trust and a rich relationship with yourself, which is what will enable you to get clear on what your dreams are and trust yourself to take the actions that are required, even when they're challenging. So that is the call and invitation today, and what I am working with is being open to those inspired actions and trusting that what arises for me to do, what I am led and guided by my intuition to do, is taking me in the right direction to find out how I get to make this impact in a way that feels great and delicious and aligned for me. Because that's a really important part of this too, is it's not just that I'm going to make $1 million. It's not just that I'm going to make $1 million of impact. It's that I'm going to do it in a way that feels right to my heart, which is revolutionary in this capitalistic, toxic system that we are all navigating. So that's what I've got for you today, day 6 on this journey. I am trusting the unfolding, trusting the actions, and knowing that the external proof will gather in its own time. But right now, it's on me to trust, feel, and act. Love you, friends.